Welcome everybody to the local sports coffee shop, the show where we delve deep into great sports talk and even better coffee. I'm your host Shane Shackford. The local sports coffee shop, the show where we delve deep. I'm your host Shane Shackford, and I am thrilled to have you join us for another exciting episode. Before we get started, I'd like to take a moment to thank our incredible listeners. Your support means the world to me, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you who tunes in week after week. Thank you all so much for being part of our growing community. And remember, if you enjoy the show, don't forget to subscribe or follow us on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. And if you really love what I do, consider leaving me a review. Your feedback helps me improve and reach even more listeners who share my passion for great sports talk and better coffee. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into today's episode and explore the fascinating world of sports and coffee. So sit back, relax, and get ready to sip your brew as we embark on another emotional joyride together here on the local sports coffee shop. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Coach Shack coming to you live from my bungalow here in the fine streets of LA. Lower Arthur, Tennessee. Tickled to death that you're here with me tonight. I appreciate you tuning in and spending a little time with me. We're going to have a great show tonight. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking a lot of UK news. We're going to do a spring sports wrap-up for the week with Pineville, Bell County, and Millsboro this week. So we've added that on. That's a good thing. And then, of course, the always popping what's brewing. So got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. Before we do anything at all, I do want to recognize our sponsors, because without them we can't do what we do, and you'll see them throughout the show on the scroll down below. But I do want to mention them specifically because without them I can't do what I do. So we do want to thank them in advance. Do want to thank Home Helpers, our title sponsor, Lemonade's Boutique, the Blue Room Billiards Hall, and Pineville Pawn Shop. Thank you guys so much for what you do. It is your support, your sponsorship is appreciated more than you'll ever know. If you're interested, you'd like to sponsor the show, be a sponsor, whatever, by all means, just send me an email there at shane.shackford@icloud.com. Send me an email. We can get together. We'll talk. We'll chat. I'd appreciate any support at all, because I know if it's important to you, it's going to be important to me, of course. So, all right. Before we go any further, let's talk about our title sponsor, Home Helpers, who are our title sponsor and do such a phenomenal job with our show. So, are you looking for senior care for an aging parent or a loved one? Are you a new mom or a working parent who could use an extra hand? Home Helpers in Southeast Kentucky are the caregivers to help you. For seniors, family, and those recuperating, Home Helpers plans are tailored just for you. Call Home Helpers for a free in-home consultation at 606-657-9441. Home Helpers, making life easier for you. Call Home Helpers today at 606-657-9441 or visit us online at homehelpers.com/London, Kentucky. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Home Helpers, for your sponsorship, and your support means the world to me, and I can't tell you how much, but thank you so much. I see you, Bobby D. All right, the game is moved to tomorrow at home at 6 p.m. All right, you hear that? So if you want to go watch Pineville girls softball, they'll be playing at home against Berea. No, is it Berea? Who is Bobby D? It's Berea, or no, it's Jellicoe, Tennessee. Jellicoe, Tennessee at 6 p.m. over in Newtown. So come see it. I'll be there. I'm going to be hanging out. I'll be signing autographs, selling T-shirts. No, I will be doing neither one. I will be doing neither one. I'll just be hanging out. So if you want to come say hey, say hey. All right. So what's up? Big sports week. We're coming off of had the NCAA tournament. We're down to the Final Four, both men's and women's. Been some tremendous ball games, some unbelievable matchups. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. Got a trivia question for you before we get rolling here. I know you guys wait anxiously to see what bit of nonsense comes out of my mind for for the trivia question, and I try to get trivia questions that are kind of current, as far as things going on. And my question today is the NCAA tournament question, of course, and I'm sure some of you guys will know it pretty quick. But which team both won both men's and women's NCAA championships in the same season? As you know, we have two teams. We'll talk about them in a minute that are in the Final Four, both men's and women's. So my question to you is, which team won both men's and women's NCAA championships in the same season? That'll be our question at the end of the show. We will come up with an answer. So, that being said, let's open up with Kentucky. Sounds like a winner, don't it? Let's talk Kentucky. All right, so here we go. We're going to talk about Kentucky basketball, and not right off the bat men's basketball like you think I'm going to. No, we're going to talk women's. Kentucky has hired a new women's head coach rather, Kenny Brooks from Virginia Tech. Going to be a tremendous asset to our program. A man can coach, he can recruit, he can build. I mean, he's a package, and I'm excited, super excited to see what he's going to do. I don't know if you've seen on3.com, his point guard, Georgia Moore, from Australia. It was his floor general. It was his player. She is in the transfer portal now. I know what you're thinking. Well, your coach left, whatever. Yeah. But she's in the transfer portal with a no contact on her name. So that tells me that she knows where she's going. And she knows where she wants to go, rather. Either or. And I think that it's Kentucky. I really do. I think that she's coming to Kentucky following her head coach. I think that is a awesome thing, because you're getting an all-ACC point guard, all-American candidate point guard, can score it, can pass it. Going to be a huge pickup for the girls program to get started right off the bat. So I'm excited. That has not been formally announced, but I think that will be within the next few days as things start shaking out after the Final Four and all that. If you put a no contact on your name in the transfer portal, you know one or two things. You know where you're going, or you know where you don't want to go. And I'm leaning toward knowing where you're going. And I'm thinking that she's coming to Lexington. And if she is, we have picked up not only a dynamite head coach, we picked up his point guard. So that's win-win all the way around. So excited for that. And we do want to announce that Antonio Reeves, one of my favorite Wildcats, he will be playing Thursday night in the Haynes three-point dunk championships at Grand Canyon University as part of the Final Four. He will be competing in a three-point contest, so that'll be on April 4th at 9 p.m. on ESPN, so make sure you support him. One of my favorite Wildcats. Always had the right attitude, always played hard, scored 1,000 points at Kentucky and at Illinois State. Tremendous ball player. So he'll be part of the three-point contest. So, and also transfer portal. I don't know if you've noticed, but Kentucky's going to be in the portal pretty heavy. They're trying to get older. I think Cal is, somebody's gotten through to him, or he's gotten through to himself, that we got to have some older guys. And listen, I'll level with you. I love having the talent. I do. I love having the younger guys coming in, the excitement they bring. I watched the McDonald's All-American game last night. Watching Boogie Fland, got excited. Carter Knox, got excited. I mean, so we got some guys, we got some dudes coming, and we got a good class. But I'll show you in a minute why it is so vital that we get older guys in the program. I think it's an absolute necessity. I really do. I'm not saying, throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, okay, yeah, we're getting rid of all the young guys, we're getting all old guys. I'm not saying that. I think you need a balance. I think you need to have the ability of both. I think you need that young, enthusiasm, that push, but you need them older guys that can play physical, that have been through the war a little bit, and can understand what we need on the floor at a specific time. So there's a mix there. So some names I'm seeing, Marcus Warwick from Northern Kentucky is one name that I've seen come up as any thoughts on WrestleMania 40. Yeah, I got one thought. I've got one thought, and I'll come back to that. Let me get my transfers out. Marcus Warwick from Northern Kentucky is also from Henry Clay. All-time leading scorer, 19.9 per night, 2.5, 2.4 assists and rebounds. Shoots 42 from the field. Senior guard. I'd take him in a heartbeat. Clifford Omoyuri from Rutgers, 6'10", center. 10.4 points, 8.3 rebounds. Big, physical. I'm thinking put him with Somto, Cyril, and to have two monsters on the block. I mean, just absolute men on the block. So I'll be excited for that. Name that keeps coming up right now is B.J. Freeman from Milwaukee, a senior guard, high volume scorer, 21.1 a game, 6.6 rebounds, 4.1 assists. Definitely comes in immediately. I think he comes in that Antonio Reeves spot. I think he comes in and is able to do some things, that Reeves done, and we can replace that quickly. Sean Padilla from Vatech, senior guard. He's a 1-2 combo, 16.4 with 4.6 assists. Guy can score it. He can pass it. You need those guys. Robert Daniels from Newtown Ballers Association, 28.3, 10 rebounds. Come see him. You're killing me. You're killing me, Bobby D. You're killing me. I didn't score 28 points in my career. I just throw that out there. But anyways, we go on. Tyler Nickel from Virginia Tech is also a possibility. 6'7", small forward, 8.8 points per game. Shoots 43.8 from the field, but definitely feel a need at scoring. Who I think coming back? Here's my thinking. Who's coming back? Reed's not. I'm sorry, guys. I would love to see Reed back. He's not coming back. Dilly's not coming back. Those two are in the lottery. They're not coming back. Justin Edwards and DJ Wagner are not coming back. I think they're going to try the pro market. I can see G League, two-way. That's what I see. Aaron Bradshaw's not coming back. I think Bradshaw is either going to go portal. He'll look at the NBA part of it. He's 7 foot, but I think he's gone. I think he's going back east. In my opinion. Big Z, I think does come back. I think he does. I think Cal coming back is that reason. So, and the reason I say that is, and I don't think Ugana's coming back. I think Ugana's going pro. I think Ugana gets drafted. Probably not first round, maybe mid second round. I could see that. The reason I say that is you don't sign Somto, you don't sign Acquaintance as a freshman, 2 freshmen, and you're going to keep a third big. I think you're keeping Z. That's what I think. Who else? I think Adu is gone, and I got all my notes here. 20-some schools have reached out to Adu since he's been in the portal. And I mean, not just anybody. I mean, schools coming back, as wanting somebody, a veteran coming in. I think Adu's gone. And then you got the freshman class coming in at 6. I think we pick up a 7th freshman there, maybe Liam McNeely, maybe. I think he comes back, and I think you're going to get at least 2 older transfers. I think that'll round out. I think guys like Banks, or what's his name? Kid on the bench could play some early in the year. Banks comes back, or Burks. I think Burks comes back. I don't think Joey Hart's coming back. I think Joey Hart's going to go in the portal. So that gives you around 13. I think that's about what you see. I don't think so, Holly. I think Wags is gone. I really do. I think Burks. You're right. I think Wagner's gone. I really do. I don't think he came to Kentucky for any more than 1 year, one way or the other. So that's what I'm thinking. I did see on a mock draft for the Ringer.com that they have Shepard going 4 overall, Dilly going 7 overall, Edwards at 43, and Wagner at 55. I don't know. I swear, man. I think Wagner's coming back, man. I don't. I don't. I just got a feeling. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. But that's what I'm thinking. So, big picture, that's kind of what I see as far as the draft goes. Uh, I think the big thing for us is we got to get older. We got to get older. And we got to get physically stronger. We had skilled basketball kids. But it probably would make more money at UK, but it's the ideal that I have to come back another year. I just don't. They don't strike me as kids that want to come back another year. They're ready to go on and do the pro thing. If that's G League, if that's in the league, if that's across waters, I mean, I can't answer that. But they do make more money at UK, but I don't think money's the thing with them too. With Wagner and Edwards and Bradshaw, I don't see money ain't the point. They want to be a professional. And to me, and again, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. If I'm paying you NIL money to play at college, you are no longer an amateur. You are a professional. You are. That's just kind of the way it is. Because here's the thing. If I pay you to do a job, you are no longer amateur. You're a professional at what you do because I am paying you a salary to do something. I think that's the deal. I don't think it's amateur no more. But again, that's another battle for another day. So let's kind of keep it moving here. Oscar Tshiebwe was named NBA G League Rookie of the Year. Big. They say it. They say it is. They say it ain't. I don't think it can because the NBA needs a minor league for younger talent to go play and to get experience. They do. Now, whether it stays G League or they have a new entity, if you will, maybe, but I think they got it. They got such a influx of young players coming year after year after year. They tried to cut the draft down to 2 rounds. When I was younger, it was a 14-round draft. Now it's 7. It went to 14 to 7, from 7 to 2. It may even get to 1 round eventually. I really feel that way, and I don't know when that'll be. But I think with the influx of talent coming through, as much talent year after year after year, and the backlog, they gotta do something to keep young guys interested because everybody can't play in the NBA unless you make a 60-team league, and nobody wants that because if you do that, you water down talent. And really and truly, if you really want the truth, the league is watered down. I mean, they got, phenomenal once-in-a-generation type players like Steph Curry and LeBron James and, those guys, they do. But look at the league. The league is kind of watered down to me. That level of talent year after year after year after year after year. I don't think so, man. I really don't. But, just an old man's opinion. So, did want to mention, too, when we're talking Kentucky, I do want to talk about Kentucky baseball. And springtime, beautiful time of the year. Definitely want to mention how good we are at baseball. We are number 12 in the country right now. We are 23-4, 8-1 in the SEC. We just got done sweeping Ole Miss at home, number 22 Ole Miss at home for the first time ever. So we went down there and was able to sweep a series on 35 runs on 31 runs on 7 home runs and 35 hits in a 3-game series. That's pretty impressive. Coach Six, I saw his name. I'm sure he would agree with me. 37 runs on 35 hits. Yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, definitely you want to start keeping up with Kentucky baseball. This could be the year we get to Omaha, to the College World Series. I feel that way. I think we have that team. We can score it. We can defend. We can pitch. We got guys. We got dudes. So get in on that. Just a friendly reminder. All right. So let's kind of go on. Let's talk about. Oh, let's talk about spring sports locally. I think it's a good time for that. So I've been thinking, I cover Pineville, and I love covering Pineville, and I'll never quit covering Pineville. But I think it's a good thing that we cover Bell County as a whole, and not just Pineville, but Bell County High School and Millsboro High School. Those kids are worth covering just as much as Pineville kids are worth covering. I think it's a thing that we can do, that we can mention their names, and we did it in basketball. I actually did the whole 13th region, but I think going forward, I want to do more local, local. So I've been thinking, let's cover Bell County. Let's cover all the kids in Bell County, best we can, and let's cover. And I'm thinking about pondering maybe adding Harlan County into that, because it seems like to me when I watch media, locally, whatever, regionally, whatever, I think that I agree with you, Pudge. I do. You got still a couple away series and then be on your A in the regional, in the super. I think Kentucky can get there. I swear I do. That offense, I agree. That's what I'm thinking. And pitching too. We can pitch. I mean, you got to have pitching too. As much offense you got to have, you got to pitch and get people out. That's just reality. So just an opinion. But I think that, we need to cover it. And I'm thinking about Harlan County because I see, I don't know if it's because where you have another region or part of the region, north or west or whatever, our kids on the backside of 13th really don't get a lot of coverage. That's the reality. And I don't like that. So, I'm not going to be charging out there on the white horse with my sword drawn and ready to fight. All that. But I do want to give coverage to the kids. So we're going to add Bell County, and I think maybe we will add Harlan County next week. So the Harlan County schools, Harlan County High School and Harlan High School. Speaking of Harlan County High School, we want to mention Trent Noah is over in Italy right now playing for Team Ohio in a tournament over there. Wonderful experience for him. Kid just keeps adding to his legacy and what he's doing is spectacular. And like I said 2 or 3 weeks ago, what he's doing when a rising tide raises all the vessels, and he is adding daily to that to our region, and I appreciate that. So good luck to Trent over there. Kentucky football gonna be tough this year. I think so too. I really do. I'm guardedly optimistic for 9 wins. The way I look at the schedule, I'm thinking 9. I think 9-3 is ballpark. I do. I think we could be somewhere between 8-4, 9-3. Everything breaks right. 10-2. I do. I like our team. I really do. I like our quarterback. I like Brock Vandergriff. If you'd have told me that we were getting a kid from Georgia that has low mileage, ain't been hit a lot, and has that kind of talent, I'll take it all day long and run with it. So I think Vandergriff's going to look really good. I think our offensive coordinator, Bush Hamden, is a lot better than what the media pundits are thinking. I really do. Go back and look at his stuff at Boise State last year. He took a second-string quarterback and a coach that got fired in season and the whole bit. Yeah. Are you excited with Oklahoma and Texas entering the SEC? Boomer Sooner, baby. I am excited. I am, Steve. I think that anytime you can add a Texas and a Oklahoma to a conference, you're up in the ante big time. And I feel like with them two coming in, yeah, why do you not take them? I mean, especially in the real estate of college football now, you have to build where you can. And when you got two prime national programs like Oklahoma and Texas that you can bring into your conference, yeah, you do that. You do that all day long. I will say this. I think at some point, I don't know when, you will see, because of all the gathering of all the teams going here, going there, going here, going there, you will see at some point you will have a north, south, east, west. You will. It'll be a quadrant. I think I really feel that way. I think that because you got so many, you got massing up teams, it's just like, like a war. You got this school, that school, this school, and you got the SEC loaded, Big Ten's loaded, Big 12 is a loaded conference. They're better than what a lot of people think. ACC is a very good conference right now. So if you figure just those four alone, if you just figure those four for football, would you not be close enough that you could do a west or north, south, east, west, or just a quadrant? 1, 2, 3, 4. You could do that as well. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think at some point it will get to that level. But yeah, absolutely, I'm tickled to death to have Oklahoma and Texas. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, you add Oklahoma and Texas, you add quality to your conference." You do. Tip Trayman is a tough running back. Yes, he is. He's a man. I don't know how he got out of Ohio State. Coach D, if you're on here, how in the world did Traynham get out of there? Traynham's a stud. He really is. He reminds me of maybe a little leaner C-Rod. That's from what I've seen watching film. So Traynham is an absolute man, and I'm tickled to have him. So that's what we got. Anyways, going on, let's get back into Bell County, because that's what I want to do. So here we go. We're going to talk Bell County spring sports. So the first thing I want to talk about is baseball, because that's what we want to talk about first. And that's my new little graphic for baseball. Of course, that's our weekly wrap-up of what we're going to talk about for the week. Thank God for Canva, because I'm not that good. I can just plug and play. So, that being said, baseball-wise, I went and I dug around a little bit, got some stats and things. So, we'll talk about them in the 13th region. As far as the teams in 13th, Bell, Millsboro, and Pineville. So, I'll open up with Pineville. Right now, Pineville is at 2-6 under Shante Zachary. We have three guys that are ranked among the state leaders. Logan Littles is ranked among the state leaders in doubles with 6. He makes him 13th in the state. Wyatt Caldwell is 34th in the state with a .933 slugging percentage, and Logan Littles is right behind with that same slugging percentage at .933, ranked at number 36. And Pineville is actually ranked number 50 in the week in doubles as a team with 14. Right now, we have Logan Littles and Wyatt Caldwell lead with 9 runs each. Logan Littles has 8 hits. Wyatt Caldwell has 7 RBIs. Littles has 6 doubles. And Caldwell has a triple and a home run. And Caden Robbins is 7 for 7 on stolen bases this year. 7 for 8, rather. And with 7 walks, hitting .533. Logan Littles leads the team. Nazir Wilson also is among the leaders in walks with 7. Pitching, Caden Robbins has the most appearances at 6. And it's got pitched at 9.2 innings. And he leads with 20 strikeouts. And both Wyatt Caldwell and Logan Littles have wins. And we have saves for Tristan Johnson and Caden Robbins. For Bell County under Coach Jeff Sixside, right now we have Daniel Thomas and Blake Burnett lead in runs with 7 runs each. Jackson Walters and Daniel Thomas leads with 6 hits each. Walters leads with 8 RBIs. And Cooper Brock has 2 doubles to lead the team. In triples, we have Daniel Thomas and Blake Burnett with a triple each. No home runs as of yet. Braden Carroll has 6 walks. Holden Clark is 5 for 5 in stolen bases. And Walters leads with a 300 average. Pitching, Cooper Brock leads with 6 games in appearing, with 6 games. And Joseph Brigman has 9 innings pitched, leads the team. And Braden Carroll has gave up 9 hits on the year. And right now we have Blake Burnett and Brody Hensley have given up 1 earned run each. And Brigman leads with 21 strikeouts. And we have wins for Brigman, Burnett, Brock, and Holden Clark. And Brigman leads with a 389 earned run average. For Millsboro baseball, currently stands at 2-5. Malachi Coots leads with 6 RBIs. Cameron Wilson leads with 9 runs. Case Bayless has 3 triples to lead the team. And Bayless and Malachi Coots each have a triple, And Bayless has a home run and 6 RBIs to lead the team, along with Cam Wilson's 6 RBIs. And Cam Wilson and Malachi Coots have 6 stolen bases each, and Bayless leads with a 462 average. A little sweaty. My bad. So, pitching, we have Case Bayless has 7.2 innings, and Cam Wilson at 7 innings. And Cam Wilson leads with 15 strikeouts. Case Bayless has 14. And both of them have the wins on the season and a save for Ethan Johnson. And the ERA currently is Cam Wilson is not giving up an earned run yet in 165 pitches and 7 innings. That's pretty impressive. Case Bayless is 16th in the state in slugging percentage at 1.077. And Cam's ERA at 0 is among the top 30 in Kentucky. So that's our baseball for Bell County area. Let's talk softball. Let's talk Pineville softball. Currently at 3-2, we have some individual leaders among the state leaders. We have Rachel Howard at number 22 in the state with a 667 batting average. She is also 17th in the state in ERA at .88, and she is 18 in the state with 70 strikeouts. As a team, Pineville is number 3 in the state ERA at .084, and strikeouts with 39. At 76, they are 39th in the state. Individually, run-wise, Nadine Johnson and Rayanna Maiden have 4 runs each. Hits, Rachel Howard has 6. RBIs, Pineville has 4 ladies with 3 RBIs each: Mackenzie Laws, Nadine Johnson, Bailey Bargo, and Mally Smith. We have Madison Johnson and Bailey Bargo with doubles. We have Mackenzie Laws with a home run and Isabella Adams with a home run. We have Nadine Johnson with 7 of 7 on stolen bases, and Bailey Bargo 6 out of 6 for stolen bases as well. Stolen 31 bases as a team. And Rachel Howard leads the team with a .462 batting average. Pitching, Rachel Howard has been absolutely dominant. 32 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 13 walks, 70 strikeouts, and a .88 ERA in 558 pitches. Awesome. Congratulations. For Bell County, at 3-8 currently on the season, we have an individual leader with Addison Scott is 18th in the state with a save, and the team in strikeouts is 32nd in the state with 75. Yep. As far as hitting goes, Jada Boateng has 15 hits to lead the team. We have Addison Lucas with 11 RBIs. We have Kenley Foster with 5 doubles. We have Addison Lucas and Addison Scott with a triple each. Kenley Foster leads the team with 6 walks. And Emily Rose leads with 4 stolen bases. And Bell County has 2 kids hitting over 500. Jada Botank's hitting 500, and Kenley Foster is hitting 542. They have 2 pitchers on the season that have really good stats. Addison Scott has pitched 8 games with 27 innings, and Camden Thomas has pitched 7 games with 24 innings pitched. Scott has 18 walks on the season. Thomas has 22. However, Addison more than makes up for it with 43 strikeouts, and Thomas with 32 strikeouts. And ERA, Addison Scott is at 5.44, and Camden Thomas is at 4.96 on the season. And last but certainly not least, Middlesboro at 4-5 on the season. We have one individual leader, Kenna Lawson, is 20th in the state with a .88 ERA, and the team ERA is 36th in the state at 2.62. Runs, Kaylee Lawson leads with 11. Hits, Kaylee Lawson has 12, Kibby Betts has 12, and Candy Yoakum has 10. Reagan Warriors has 9 for a 75 hit team so far. It's really impressive. Yoakum has 10 RBIs to lead the team. Doubles, Candy Yoakum and Alexis Milton have 2 each. Triples, Kaylee Lawson and Yoakum have 1 each. And home runs, Alexis Milton has a home run. And on walks, Kenna Lawson leads the team with 5. Stolen bases, Kibby Betts has 7 out of 8. And in batting average, you have 2 kids hitting 400, Kaylee Lawson and Kibby Betts. Pitching, you have Kenna Lawson has 8 games started to lead the team. Innings, Kenna Lawson has 27, has 12 earned runs, only walked 1 and struck out 29. Kaylee Lawson has pitched 8 games and has walked 15. However, has 15 earned runs and walked only 11 with 30 strikeouts and 2 wins. Both of them have 2 wins. And ERA, Kenna Lawson ERA is at 3.11, and Kayla Lawson is at 4.38. So congratulations to those ladies. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. I learned something. I've learned something. I should have been watching softball a little more often. Those girls can absolutely play. And I'm very impressed with how with pitching. I know if I had to wind up, I think I was telling somebody at the last Pineville game, if I had to wind up and pitch it, I'd throw it backwards. I know it would be bad. It would be bad. But what they do, hitting the ball, they play good baseball. To me, it's baseball. The way the type of game is a baseball game. Hit and run, move runners over, great defense, good pitching. Baseball and softball kind of run parallel right there. But and in baseball as well, you got kids. All 3 schools are really doing some really good things. So, get out and support. I mean, it's pretty. The weather's getting better. I don't know what it may snow tomorrow. Heck, I don't know. But when it's a pretty evening, get out, buy you a hot dog, and enjoy a softball or a baseball game. You'll be glad you did. So that's my spill on that, and I'll get off my soapbox. Oh Lordy! Now, my last part of the show we talked about, of course, is the always exciting What's Brewing, and we're going to talk about what's brewing at the coffee shop. So, that being said, the Final Four is set. Men's and women's Final Fours are set. In the men, you got Alabama at 25-11 against Connecticut at 35-3. Connecticut will come in as an 11.5 point favorite. In the other game, Cinderella, North Carolina State, 26-14, plays Purdue at 33-4. Purdue is a 9.5 point favorite. The way I see this breaking down, that first game, Alabama-Connecticut, is going to be a contrast in style. Alabama wants to get up and down, go, shoot the 3. Where you're shooting 3s or dunking it. That's what Alabama's game is offensively. Defensively, they're going to play pressure. They're going to be up the floor. Connecticut, to me, is probably the most well-rounded team I've seen in a while. I'll put it to you that way, in a while. Danny Hurley runs an absolute masterclass, both ends of the floor. Great offense, great defense. I mean, he's got kids that execute it. You try to play fast with him, he'll play fast with you. You try to play possession ball, he'll play possession with you on offense. Defensively, he plays man, he's up in you. And I really enjoy watching him play. My prediction is a top ball game, but I'm thinking Connecticut in the first game over Alabama. And in the late game, Cinderella, North Carolina State. If you don't like DJ Burns, you don't like basketball. I'll put it right on the table. The kid is phenomenally skilled. 6'9", 275, can step out and hit a jumper, runs the floor well, plays on the block. I mean, got great hands, unbelievable feet. Yeah, I mean, this kid can play, can seriously play. And I'm so glad that they had to run a tournament so everybody could see how good this kid is. You look at it from that standpoint, they're worth rooting for. Purdue, they've got 7'4" Zach Edey, who is just absolutely dominating the tournament. It's almost a study of which big man can do more with less. Meaning, if Edey can play around the bucket and does not have to step out too far, step or two away from the rim, I don't see how the North Carolina State can beat him. But if DJ Burns can get him out of the lane, make him come out and guard at about 15 foot, that game changes. That rim changes, and that's going to open up a whole lot of world for NC State. I think it'll be a really tight ball game. I think you're looking at, yeah, I think so, Fudge. I think if he stay out of foul trouble, that's a big key. But I also think getting Edey away from the rim is a huge thing for that team. I'm going to take Purdue, though. I think Purdue's supporting cast might be a little better. Give me Purdue by about 5. So my national final is Connecticut and Purdue. Said it from the beginning of the tournament. Somebody's going to have to beat UConn. I don't see it happening here with what's left in the Final Four. It could happen. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking Connecticut for a national championship. The ladies is going to be really interesting as well. You have in the ladies' side of the world, you have Connecticut at 33-5 against Iowa at 33-4. Dead even. You've got two excellent basketball teams. You've got two stars one on each team. Paige Buchers on one side, Caitlin Clark on the other. That could come down to the last possession. It really could. I'm going to take Iowa just because Clark is playing out of her mind right now. I'm going to lean that way. I'm going to lean Iowa. And then in the late game, North Carolina State at 31-6 against a monster, South Carolina 36-0. Right, and the line on that game is 11.5 for South Carolina. I think that's pretty accurate because South Carolina is just, man, they're just something else. Love watching them play. Dawn Staley is one of the best coaches, men's or women's, in all of college basketball. She's top 5. In my opinion, she is top 5. I'm thinking, South Carolina's just got too much. Camila Cardozo in the post at 6'7", that can play. And it'd been really interesting to me if Tennessee could have held on and beat South Carolina in the SEC tournament. I would have been very interested in how that would have broke down. I don't know. That could have been an extremely interesting. See how South Carolina reacted to a loss coming into the tournament. Now they can't afford to lose because if you lose, you're out. So my national final in the women's is Iowa and South Carolina. I'm thinking South Carolina, guys. I mean, I mean, I'm not sure the last time. I know Indiana and the men's was the last undefeated national champion in '78, maybe 76 to '76. I'm sorry. So I'm thinking in women's, I couldn't. Maybe one of the Connecticut schools teams rather was when that last undefeated, but that's been a while. So let's go South Carolina women's. Let's go UConn men's. Interesting too. I seen something and I wanted to share with you guys. You know, everybody says, "Well, do you really need experience to win in the NCAA tournament?" I want to share something with you. Now, consider this: in the NCAA tournament, in the Elite Eight, you had 24 seniors, 4 juniors, 10 sophomores, and 2 freshmen, 18 transfers, and 16 fifth-year players. 12 of the top 13 scorers in the Elite Eight were seniors. Is it important to have seniors now? Texas in '86. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, there had to be some Connecticut schools that were like that, but obviously seniors make a difference when you start talking tournament play. They do. In the regular season, they do make a difference. In tournament play, they definitely make a difference. So, yeah, we're going to have them in Kentucky. There's those 2 ways about it. We got to get some veterans in there that can play. Opinion. So, payouts: ACC made $34 million on this tournament. SEC made 32. The Big Ten made 30. Big 12 made 30. Big East $22 million. Pac-12 $20 million. And the Mountain West made $20 million. Those were the big money payouts for men's in the NCAA tournament. UConn. Yeah. Oh, by the way, there is a new postseason tournament. So you got the NCAA tournament, you've got the NIT, you've got the CBI. Now you have the College Basketball Crown, sponsored by Fox Sports and AEG. It is a new postseason tournament that will begin played next year in Las Vegas from March 31st to April 6th. The format's a little interesting to me because it's a 12-team tournament. Okay? 12 teams. There are three conferences that get automatic bids. The Big Ten, the Big East, the Big 12. You get 2 teams each in the tournament after everybody's been picked and yeah. I find that interesting to me. Why? Because Big 10, Big East, Big 12 is all covered by Fox Sports. Now, let's ponder this. What if another network, ESPN, they say, okay, we want to start a tournament. And we're going to have the SEC, the ACC, Pac-12, whatever. We're going to have these schools. What do you think? Is that a good thing? That now we got networks that are coming in and picking for us as far as who gets in, who gets out. Are we setting ourselves up for the NCAA tournament to spin into a different direction? Are we trying to get rid of the NIT? I mean, there's a lot to this, and I'll do some more research on it. But I found that interesting. It was announced today that there will be a new postseason tournament. Must be approved by the NCAA, called the College Basketball Crown, played in Las Vegas over a week. March 31st, April 6th. I don't know. Want to mention before we get off here too, we got to talk about Indiana State. We're going to talk about Indiana State regardless, but I'm going to talk about them now. Indiana State has proven beyond a doubt they should be in the NCAA tournament. They should be there. They're 32-6. They beat a good Utah school. I don't know how you say in Iowa. Utah. They beat Utah 190 last night. So they're in the final against Seton Hall, who should also have been in the tournament. Seton Hall's an excellent basketball team. They should have been there. 24-12. Finals are set for Thursday night at 7 p.m. at Hinkle Fieldhouse at Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana. If I can be there, I'll be there. I'll be here watching TV. But anyways, you can't tell me that Indiana State should not have been in that tournament. Would they got beaten first round? I don't know. Would they have got deep? Probably. But I just feel like they should have been there. Regardless of conference, guys, we're going to have to figure out a way to get. And I know we got auto bids go out, and everybody likes the underdog school to come in and play, and they'll get an upset once, twice a year. They do. But we got to get to a place where we do our postseason play. We have the best teams possible. If it's NCAA is going to be 64, we got to have the 64 best teams in the country. Is there going to be a lot of schools that are in the bigger conferences? Probably. But maybe not. I mean, obviously Indiana State, Drake, Missouri Valley, excellent basketball teams. So I don't know, man. I've never really been a big proponent of auto bids. I know some people think, well, my school deserves a chance to play with the big boys. They do. I understand that, but I just don't see it. For me, just the host's opinion, Anyways, let's talk a little bit about Tennessee basketball. Kelly Harper was fired day before yesterday at Tennessee. I don't agree with it, but I'm not the AD at Tennessee, and I'm not a big Tennessee fan. You guys, as our Tennessee fans, tell me what you think. She won, guys. She had them in 2 Sweet 16s. I think the problem is, absolutely. If Kareem Abdul-Jabbar jumps in the portal, if I'm a college coach, I am running to that thing. I'm getting my name out there. I agree. I think he goes if Shirts leaves. If Shirts leaves and goes to St. Louis, which is kind of the prevailing thought, he's going to St. Louis. He's taking a Abilo with him. And maybe Kent and another one. Maybe 2 or 3 going. Possibly. But back to Kelly Harper. I don't know, man. I think her worst problem was she wasn't Pat Summitt. I think, it's almost like when you have an icon, you cannot replace an icon. And you don't want to come in behind an icon. And she didn't, because she came in behind Holly Warlick, who came behind Pat Summitt. I don't know, man. Maybe it's time at Tennessee to break and go to a new direction. Maybe it is. I mean, I don't know. But Kelly Harper will coach somewhere. I think so. She's a really good coach. Pat Kelsey is the new coach at Louisville. What do you think about Pat Kelsey? Well, he's active. I mean, he's bouncy. The best quote, and I'll use this quote. You know how I am about quotes. His coach said that he makes coffee nervous. That's awesome. That's right. How do you follow John Wooden at UCLA? You know what I mean? How do you follow Adolph Rupp at Kentucky? How do you follow Coach K at Duke? I mean, how do you follow these guys? How do you do that? So, I mean, it's an impossibility. But I like Pat Kelsey. I do. I think he's going to add some spice back to the rivalry between Kentucky and Louisville. And actually, yesterday alone, he raised $125,000 for the NIL collective at Louisville in one day. That's pretty impressive. So obviously, he's a good salesman. So, and he knows how to recruit. He's got some kids coming from Charleston with him, and he'll hit the portal hard, because if I saw it right, the entire roster from Louisville is in the portal. Everybody in the portal. So, that being said, yes, I can see he's going to have to be a pretty good salesman in a hurry, because he's got to put a team together, which is possible. I mean, you don't want all transfers, but you do what you got to do to survive. So, that's my thinking. So, that being said, It's about that time, guys. It's closing time. And I appreciate you guys so much. I mean, I can't thank you all enough for what you all do for this show. Again, I want to mention my sponsors. Without them, I couldn't do what I do. So, Home Helpers are our title sponsor, Lemonade's Boutique, the Blue Room Billiards Hall, and Pineville Pawn Shop. I thank you guys so much for all you do for the shows. I appreciate them so much. And again, I do want to mention specifically our title sponsor, Home Helpers. Home is where your heart is. With Home Helpers in Southeast Kentucky, your loved ones can continue to enjoy the comforts of home as they age. Our trusted, experienced caregivers provide exceptional care where and when needed to help make life easier. From companionship to housekeeping to meal prep to transportation, we'll create a care plan that's tailored to fit your needs and budget. Keep the heart of your family at home with Home Helpers. Call 606-657-9441 today for a free in-home consultation, or find us at homehelpershomecare.com/London, Kentucky. Home Helpers, making life easier. Thank you guys so much for what you do and for the show. I can't thank you guys enough. Next week, got a lot going on. A lot of different ball games. Like I said, we'll talk about the national titles, both men's and women's. We'll get more into baseball with Kentucky. We will get into more spring sports. We'll be adding in Harlan County sports along with Bell County sports. Kind of more variety, and getting more kids some exposure is a good thing. So, that being said, trivia answer. Y'all want to know trivia question. The trivia question was, what school, or which team rather, won both men's and women's NCAA championships in the same season? Which team won both men's and women's NCAA championships in the same season? And your answer is UConn 2014. The last school to win both men's and women's in the same season. How many guys got that? Raise your hand. I see you. All right. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining the show, for coming in and hanging out with me, having a cup of coffee with me. I appreciate it more than you know. Like I said, next week we got some more coming up. We got some lot talking we need to do. And of course, always, you are more than welcome at the shop whenever you want to be here. And I thank you so much for chiming in, for your comments, for your support, more than you know. I appreciate that. So, that being said, we're going to hang the sign. I know it's not ready, man. I'm not really ready either, but I got to get out of here. It's been an hour, and I don't want to get too awful loud, whatever. I see you, Stephen Ray Black. All right, man. Until next week, guys, I wish you nothing but joy, peace, and love. We love you. Have a great evening.